I think it's awesome that Monster stepped up with this prize money. It's a very tough feat to win all three.
It'd be pretty incredible to walk out of there with all three main events and $1 million. And I mean, that's a pretty big payday.
There's a lot of talent and a lot of racing between now and then, and it's going to be difficult for anybody to win.
I think the Monster Energy Cup this year is going to be just a huge spectacle for our sport.
Well, I've never raced for $1 million before.
It's an opportunity to go to Vegas, and it's an opportunity to win $1 million.
You know, to have motocross and supercross combined into one event.
I think everyone's going to be going for it.
Even to win the race, if you don't clean sweep, is, you know, $100 grand, which is huge incentive for all of us.
Obviously, it'll be difficult.
If you don't win the first one, you can't win all three to get the million.
I think it'll definitely make for some good racing.
It's never really been seen before.
It's going to be cool for the fans to check it out.
Saturday night, it's going to be exciting.
A chance to win $1 million in one night.
And I think everyone, if they tell you they're not thinking about the money, they're lying.
RC, never in the history of this sport have riders been had a chance at $1 million.
No, they sure haven't. That's what's so unique about it, and definitely got to give it up to Monster Energy and Feld Motorsports. It's an amazing opportunity for these guys. It's going to be good.
Here's what the fans think. We asked you, which rider do you think has the best shot at taking home that Monster Million? And a lot of folks went with Ryan Villopoto. 55%. I'm guessing somewhere in the 21% is Ryan Dungey, huh?
That's kind of what I'm thinking, but you never know. We've seen how exciting that last chance was, and that was just to make it to the main.
There's that $1 million sitting right there at the starting gate. Now, we told you about how Ricky and Jeremy both got together and designed this racetrack. Well, just moments ago, Jeremy took a look at it. Here's his thoughts of how it's going to shape up for the mains.
All right, guys, we're back in the sand section, the same section we talked about earlier today. This section is proving to be really tough, getting gnarly, getting bumpy, and today in practice it took out a few guys. These guys have quite a challenge on their hands. Should be a good section to watch tonight.
3 main events. Let's show you the format of what's in store if you want to win that Monster Million. 3 main events, 10 laps each, 22 riders. It's Olympic-style scoring, which basically means lowest score wins. You get 1 point for first, 2 for second, and so on. The $1 million bonus is only available for a rider if he wins all 3 main events. If you just win the overall with the lowest score, you do take home $100 grand though, Fro.
That's a lot of cash. And I'm telling you, see all that money up there, that's all $100 bills. That's 22 pounds worth of $100 bills.
You know,
make up $1 million.
$100,000 isn't nothing to laugh at, guys.
Oh, no. Keys to the race, Ricky, yours first.
Yeah, I think the start right here.
Pro,
Right aggressive, let's do it.
there's our Rocky Mountain keys to the race. Time to go. Main number 1 for the Monster Million at the Monster Energy Cup.
Looks like Villopoto out front with the whole shot.
Ben Townley right there with the 101. Mike Alessi on the 800. And Brett Metcalf is right there as well. Where's Dungey? He's back in about 5th. You have to win the first main to have a shot at it.
90-foot double jump right there. And look at Villopoto. He has been so good this season. You can tell he is so focused. Look at that, airing out that, looks like a little triple right there. He's going to lay down some hot laps right here, Ricky.
Yeah, he is.
I'm not sure anybody can catch him.
And you know what the biggest thing is? And he probably has in his mind, this isn't 20 laps, it's 10 laps, so he can hammer it. You can see how hard and aggressive he's riding, charging down the backsides.
Yeah, Dungey working on Metcalf here. That's a fight for 4th.
Yeah, but you do the math on these lap times, about 1.5 minutes, 10 laps, that's going to put you about 15 minutes. So that's about the time.
Dungey getting inside on Metcalf there. Boy, that's getting aggressive early. Dungey trying to get that pass done. Couldn't get it completed. Metcalf holds on to 4th.
Metcalf being awfully stingy now that, the Monster Energy Cup is in the main event stage right here. You know that Brett doesn't want to make that same mistake that he made on that last lap of the heat race. So try to keep the Suzuki dialed in here, get himself a good finishing position in the first main.
Kevin Windham, how's he doing here? Looks like he's running back at about 20th for now.
He is not having a good night. In fact, another guy that's not having a good night is the 100 of Josh Hansen. He said the goal is just to make it on that first turn. He has crashed every single first turn except for that LCQ. He crashed earlier in practice. He tweaked his left knee. He ended up getting a shot of Toradol in his left buttock, and he said it is extremely painful, but he's not riding in any pain right now. These two made a bet with each other. Kevin Windham said, Josh, what's your game plan? Are you going wide? Or are you going short on this start? Looks like both of these boys have a lot of work to do as of right now.
Wyndham is now up to 19th, but it looks like his dreams of $1 million here tonight have come to an end.
Yeah. Unfortunate, because I had a lot of my money on him. You know, he's always so good at this track, or at Vegas, but this track being a little bit different, maybe not quite as technical as a normal Supercross, but this is a hybrid track. It's not your same average everyday Supercross that these guys are used to riding.
Yeah, and you can see Dungey right now, who was so fast in qualifying practice, won that first heat. You can see that this track not having your standard whoop pad, okay, that gnarly set of whoops that we see in Monster Energy Supercross, it's a bit of an equalizer, so everybody's kind of running a similar pace. Now they're going to have to really get creative in these turns to try to make a pass. And they've also gone out with the dozers and all this stuff and fixed the turns, so they're a little bit loose and not really worn in. See these guys right there slipping and sliding around when they get out of their line, but later on in this main, the track's going to be a little better for passing.
Alessi on that Rockwell back Suzuki number 800. He holds down third. The Rockstar Makita Suzuki, that's the factory bike number 24. That's Brett Metcalf. The other factory machine, the orange one, the KTM, Dungey, running in fifth.
Yeah, and remember, Dungey and Metcalf, they've been teammates for the last year on that Suzuki team.
Look at Dungey gonna set him up right here. Watch this.
Go to the inside, square it up.
Tries to make the move, and he's got it. He's going to get Alessi at the same time. Alessi with problems.
Alessi opted to go to the inside, Ricky, and then just could not carry any momentum. Remember, Alessi got past there twice in that same spot. So now he says, okay, wide wasn't working, so I'll just try the tight inside. And his momentum and speed was so low, he got passed by two riders.
Yeah, that was bizarre because, you know, Metcalf wasn't right on him. And Dungey capitalizing. Check it out.
Yeah, watch. See, look at Alessi. He's going, okay, I'm just going to stay out of that groove altogether.
Oh.
And that makes it tough for Metcalf, who was stuck kind of on the outside in the line. And then Alessi comes over, and he can't triple out. So
yeah, he needs to make,
there he goes,
he needs to make quick work. Yeah.
There you see Ben Townley on the 101. Townley right now running in second on his pro circuit Monster Energy Cowie.
Ricky, you see how bad Dungey's getting in there trying to turn that KTM? Front wheel is just plowing. It's like gravel out there.
Yeah, there's
it's
no
loosening
grip.
up so much.
Yeah, no grip whatsoever.
How about Townley, though?
Yeah, put in a command performance here.
And again, guys, going back to all the hardships that Ben Townley has been through racing here in the States, not racing here in the States. And I go back, Jeff, a few years ago when Townley and Villapoto were both running in the lights. One of the best battles for a championship I think I've ever witnessed. Of course, the crown ended up going to Villapoto, who's leading right here, right now.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But Townley back on a team here, this riding this Pro Circuit Kawasaki. He had a lot of success with that team, and he looks great on this bike. And, I mean, look at this. He's running with the best right now.
Yeah. There's Dungey, put in a strong ride here. Took him a couple laps to get by those guys, so he's been able to make quick work of them and start charging forward.
Villapoto's best lap so far, 127.0. Dungey down to a 129.1. Townley a 129 flat.
Yeah, but watch this lap here. Dungey's just getting ready to come past the finish line, and he just did a 128.9, so a little bit quicker, a couple tenths. I expected something better than that.
That's Weimer, Jake Weimer, and Eli Tomac running 6th and 7th.
I'll tell you, Eli looks amazing on this 450. He looks like this is his primary bike. Of course, he normally rides the 250F, Supercross Lights rider.
He's on that Geico Power Sports backed Honda. Big news there is the fact that the Geico team switching over to the Yoshimura suspension set, or pipes, I should say, Yoshimura pipes And Jeff, that's going to make a big difference in bringing this team even closer to what the factory Honda squad is running, because they're basically almost exactly the same in parts now.
Yeah, and I've always thought that it's interesting when competing teams are using, I mean, you know, Pro Circuit, they supply numerous teams with equipment, okay? And Mitch does a great job for every team that he works for. But I've always thought that it would be a little strange to be getting equipment from a team that you're trying to race against. And so now they're going to take that equation out, go with Yoshimura and the factory team and try a whole new effort, because as you know, that Pro Circuit team has been strong. And they've been tough to beat, so Factory Connection switching it up.
And I talked with Eric Kehoe, team manager for Factory Honda, about that, and he said that is a huge part of the plan, getting everybody running a lot of those similar pipes like the Yoshimura pipes and pieces and parts like that. So it's a big part for Factory Honda all across the board, even though the Geico team is a satellite team.
Yep, absolutely. They're all on the same page.
And what a great opportunity for a guy like Eli Tomac to get an opportunity to run here tonight with the bigger riders from the Supercross class to get an idea of where you stand as you start mapping out your growth.
I think he's doing a great job. Look at here, you can see Dungey kind of creeping in here on Townley. They got 5 laps to go. I think he'll eventually get there to his rear wheel. I tell you what though, Dungey, if he wants any hope at just $100,000, he's going to have to catch up to Townley here and pass him.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, definitely needs a second. You know, but this is, you kind of think of this as like a triple crown type of event. Low score wins. Best score you can get here is 3 points, as opposed to when we race Monster Energy Supercross and we go off of a point system where you get 25 points for the win. It's simple scoring. Low points wins, and one bad race can throw that whole, you know, that trifecta off right here.
Dungey's got 5 more laps to go. We are halfway through this first main.
And I'm telling you, Villapoto is on rails. He's got a 10-second lead.
Wow.
He just went past the finish line right now. So, yeah, he's 10 seconds flat. And, I mean, he's a couple seconds a lap faster than these guys, so you add it up.
Yeah, I would have thought these guys might have been a little bit closer to him on lap times, but that just shows you how fast Ryan Villapoto is.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good. But, I mean, this is a very impressive ride here for Townley on this bike. But, you know, Dungey, he's pretty strong. And as he gets more comfortable and more laps, you know, under his belt with this KTM, I got a feeling he's going to be a force to be reckoned with once again.
Well, when we talked to Roger DaCosta earlier today, I asked him outright, you know, is it realistic for you to battle for the championship this year? And he said, absolutely, I expect nothing less.
And I believe that Austria and all of the key players at KTM, I believe that they expect the same type of success. And they put a huge effort into this team. And we did speak with Roger some about what it was like way back in the 80s when he went to Honda, then in the 90s when he came to Suzuki, and now to KTM. And he says, I don't have to ask them for any support. They are supplying anything that they can give me. So it's not like a budget thing. They're going, Roger, take the team, get who you want, and make it happen. And he's got 3 great riders. Dungey to ride the 450, Muscan and Roczen will be on these Supercross lights.
Muscan. I thought it was Musquin.
Wow.
Muscan.
While you've been off going in circles, we've been doing.
Yeah, you've been doing your homework.
We did. We asked Marvin, and that's what he said.
Cool. Well, from the horse's mouth.
Speaking of, Muscan's rounding out the top 10. He's got the KTM 350 in 10th.
Look at the background. Metcalf's kind of creeping in there.
Yeah, he is getting right back into this mix, isn't he? We're still watching Townley and Dungey battling over second, but Brett Metcalf trying to join the party. Well, Ryan Dungey's giving a pretty good run here, Aaron.
He most definitely is, and I'm here with Carlos Rivera, Ryan Dungey's mechanic. Carlos, take us through how testing's been going and how Ryan's been adapting to this new bike.
So far, he's doing very well. He's been in the bike for about 8 days, and he's actually doing very good. So we'll see what happens.
Not much time at all to dial in a motorcycle, and it was just late this week that they actually committed to coming here.
Yeah, he sure did. I didn't think he was doing it, and then right at the last second, he did.
Well, Wow, I mean, they're still battling here. Dungey's not making any aggressive moves. He's kind of just been following behind. And I mean, think about it. Villopoto's out front 13 seconds right now. And so for Dungey, he doesn't want to do anything, do anything stupid, but it's time to get aggressive with 3 to go and try to at least get second in this event, in this main.
Here he comes inside. No.
We've always known Dungey isn't the most aggressive rider. We've seen it in Supercross seasons in past. He picks and
Here he
chooses
comes.
his spot,
Well, he's really starting to ramp it up a little bit. Can he get the drive?
Downley messing with him a little bit.
I got to think now that we're into this race here, 10 minutes or so. I would say that Dungey's fitness is going to be his strength. Okay, Townley's been off the bike quite a bit. Not sure where he's at with that. He hasn't shown any, kinks in the armor right now, but time for Dungey to dial up the intensity.
Yeah. I mean, he's all over Townley right now. I believe if he got past him, that'd be all she wrote. But I think
there he goes.
Might get it right here.
Ooh, hey, those things are getting a little square edges in there.
Yeah, they are. You see, Dungey's bike looks like it's kicking a little bit under braking there. Townley's kind of, when he's braking, the bike actually stays a little bit more, settles down a little bit more.
Ricky, you've done a lot of riding and training with Ryan Dungey. Does the bike, we talked to Roger about it, because the bikes are so different from when he rode the Suzuki, they couldn't use the same basic setups that he was used to doing. Does it look like it's a bike that will work with his style?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know anything about the KTMs whatsoever. Like Jeff was saying earlier in the broadcast, said, it's totally different. It's not Japanese made, it's Austrian made, and I have no idea. It's a steel frame as opposed to aluminum frame, so totally different.
Yeah, no problems with this one here. Ryan Villopoto out front. He's led every lap of this one. He wins this one. He gets that 1 point. Remember, it is simple scoring. Lowest score wins the overall tonight, and if Ryan can win all 3, he gets that Monster Million.
And they talked earlier about that Kawasaki being fully equipped and race ready, and I think it's because Ryan Villopoto is riding it tonight. I mean, this guy's dialed in. It doesn't get any better than this. And, everybody was kind of concerned. He just got married a couple weeks ago, maybe taking a little time off where he'd be at, but,
Right.
Lap time is telling the story right here. He grabbed the whole shot here in the first main, and he's turned the fastest lap time. He's still 2 seconds a lap faster than everybody.
Yeah, I mean, he just looks perfect. I mean, hitting his marks everywhere.
And remember, this is the first time they've run this new 2012 bike in Supercross form, and it looks pretty solid and should be giving a lot of people fits as we get ready to head to Anaheim to kick off the 2012 season of Monster Energy Supercross. You'll see that live here on Speed as well. Final lap to the checkered. He is a third of the way to the Monster Million. Villopoto wins main number 1. Here we go, Townley and Dungey to the checkers. Dungey couldn't get to him. Townley will take second. 2 points for Townley, 3 for Dungey.
Telling you, for Dungey, he just needed to be a little more aggressive there, but that tells you what type of track this is, Ricky. Villopoto, he's the fastest guy, he grabbed to start, but if he doesn't get to start, is he going to be able to work his way through the pack? Because it looked a little hard to pass there in that main event.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Let's go take a look at our Dunlap replay of the race. It'll be from the whole shot.
Wow, just got a wheel on everyone. And look at Alessi out there. Townley was there. A pretty good start right there.
Yep.
That's the way to do it when you go for the $1 million, I tell you that.
Wow.
Taking a look at how they came across the finish line jump. Simple scoring, so it's basically exactly where they finished is how many points they take out of that first main. 2 more mains, 20 more laps of racing yet to go. For the 100,000 overall or $1 million if Villopoto can take the next 2 as well. Aaron.
Concentration, motivation, and determination written all over Ryan Villopoto's face. Ryan, this track keeps adapting changing all day long. How is it that you're adapting?
It's pretty good. The outside is kind of technical with the rocks and being really hard packed. Inside, it's kind of a typical Supercross track, but it's all on the start. I got a hell of a start there, thanks to everybody at Kawasaki and then Dunlop. So 2 more to go. we'll see what we can do. It's going to be tough.
You're 1/3 of the way to that Monster Million. How are the feelings going, and how excited are you at this point?
Yeah, it'd be awesome to win, but I just want to make it through this weekend healthy, safe, off the ground, and I'll be happy.
Ryan Villopoto, the first and only guy eligible for that $1 million.
Well, it's a lot easier to come out of it healthy and safe and off the ground when you're up front and leading by over 12 seconds when you come to the finish line.
Yeah, that was a fantastic ride. I mean, he did exactly what he needed to do. He rode aggressive, and he got the whole shot.
Yep. And that's what he hopes to take home. You get to keep that trophy for a whole year, by the way, if you win here tonight. And then you bring it back to Vegas next year, and we'll put it up for grabs once again. We'll be right back to Vegas. Well, these fans right here have their favorite rider. They're cheering for Ryan Dungey, and Ryan, of course, was a big part of the silly season. We know where he's going, Factory KTM. How about the rest of the field?
While the Monster Energy Cup signals the end of the 2011 racing campaign, all eyes turn to the 2012 opener in Anaheim just 10 weeks away. We know the Fast Five from last season. All race winners will once again have their eyes set on a championship run. Trey Canard returns from injury on board his American Honda machine for his second season in the Supercross class, but this time with a new teammate. Former Gibbs Yamaha rider Justin Brayton has joined the Honda effort. Kevin Windham will return under the Geico Honda tent for a 17th season. Last year's highest finishing Honda rider was Tutu Motorsports' Chad Reed. At this point, Chad Reed, the owner, is not sure which brand of bike Chad Reed, the rider, will be racing. Reed did make a significant move this offseason, hiring multi-time championship mechanic Mike Gosler to work on his team. 2010 champ Ryan Dungey has left the brand he grew up on to join his mentor at KTM. In leaving behind the factory Suzuki effort to rejoin Roger DeCoster, Dungey is in a position to provide the Austrian factory effort with its first serious title contender. Brett Metcalf is the lone factory rider in the Makita Suzuki pits. The biggest offseason domino yet to fall is once again James Stewart. It appears the San Manuel effort is no longer, and Stewart is once again a free agent seeking a factory team to ride for. Rumors swirl around him continuing to do his own team, or riding for Suzuki, or perhaps with Joe Gibbs Racing and back on a Yamaha. Whatever he decides, Stewart and the rest of the field will be trying to dethrone champion Ryan Villopoto, who once again will compete on the Monster Energy Kawasaki, along with teammate Jake Weimer. But the Kawasaki camp is not without change. Just last week, longtime team manager Mike Fisher was let go after guiding the team to both the Supercross and Motocross titles. Villopoto is looking to be the first back-to-back champ since Ricky Carmichael in 2005 and 2006.
Well, that's a quick look at the silly season. It's been a wild one. We'll have all the answers when we get to Angel Stadium, but we'll be right back for more from Vegas. Adam Cianciarulo looking to make a big name for himself here tonight. He's looking to take the Super Mini Race 1 and 2. This is his second main event of the night, and he's leading this one from drop of the gate to the checkers as well, Jeff.
Yeah, and earlier today, somebody was trying to tell me that they thought that Adam could jump that, 85, 90-foot double there on a Super Mini. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't have the skill to do it, but this little bike, trying to get hooked up out of that.
I kind of like the line he's taking now on that little thing.
Yeah. Checkered flag waves, and Adam Cianciarulo, who, as we told you earlier, has a 5-year deal. Finish out his amateur career with Team Green, Kawasaki amateur program. And then the young teenager will go straight to Mitch Payton's Pro Circuit organization and move right on to his pro career.
Direct path. The kid has got skill. All those kids do out there.
Oh yeah, that's
or else they wouldn't be out there.
Yeah, these are the best Super Mini riders in the world right here.
Cooper Webb right there on the 175 came across the line in second.
Yeah, he kept them honest.
Blake Green and Aaron's right there with Adam.
What a day for Adam Cianciarulo. Adam, 14 years old, coming in here, you said it was a dream come true just to be racing inside a stadium. You just pulled off a victory. What does it mean to have all these fans cheering for you?
Oh man, it's unbelievable. You know, having the best Super Mini riders here and be able to beat them on a track that my heroes designed is amazing and something that I never thought would happen. So I'm just pumped on the whole deal. Got a good start, and you know, let's start to finish. Can't ask for anything else.
Congratulations on a job well done.
Well, you know, Ricky, what do you do now if you're grooming a kid like Adam? I mean, this is a big opportunity for all these guys, Cooper Webb and everybody, to get that exposure, that experience, like you said, racing on a track like this.
You know, I think the biggest thing is just keep them on the right path mentally. You know, not let them get too big for their boots, and you know, and just keep them on the right track and breed them for the future and what it takes to win Supercross and Motocross championships, and keep a good head on their shoulders.
Well, Adam's going to get to meet Gemma Lee Farrell, who, by the way, is the Miss Monster Energy Cup. Congratulations to her on winning that title. There is the top 10, how they came across the line. Take note of a lot of those names. You'll be seeing quite a few of them over the years, in the coming years.
Yeah, our future's looking pretty good for
It's not
Supercross.
bad, is it?
No, I mean, a lot of talent.
A lot of great racing yet to go. We've got 2 more main events to see if that guy can make $1 million here tonight. Stay with us on Speed. We're trying to make some history here tonight in Vegas.
You're watching the Monster Energy Cup live on Speed.
There's the starting line here at Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas. Riders getting ready for the second of 3 Monster Energy Cup main events. Now you're in the office. Fro, Ralph, and RC getting ready to go here. We hope you've been enjoying this history that we're making here tonight. The Monster Energy Cup, Fro, for the first time. What do you think?
I think it's been really exciting. I mean, all of the different elements. We've seen the future stars, of course, that freestyle contest. That was crazy. The heat racing all the way down to the LCQ. Now somebody has to step up in this second main event. They've got to knock Villopoto off, because you give him that type of momentum, he's going all the way for the $1 million.
What's your line there, RC? If you can't win,
wreck someone that can.
Let's see what happens here. I love that.
I'm just going to throw that out there. I got it from Hornet Abe, so I'm ripping it off of somebody, but
yeah, but I like Dungey's starting position right here. Tomac is quick. You know, Metcalf has been quick, but those guys have got to do something. They've got to get to the first turn before Villopoto. You cannot let him ride his own race.
No, and I mean, you can't let him even get close to the front.
Yeah,
I mean, he's firing on all cylinders. I do question how far outside he's starting right now.
Yeah, but look at the gate. Look how deep those lines are, right? If you can get a good drive, I mean, see that line that Metcalf is in? That thing had a big hook to the right after it drops into that hole, Rick, and then it had that big kick. So staying straight all the way across the gate is going to be really difficult.
There's a good look at what the riders see. There is Gemma Lee Farrell, Miss Monster Energy Cup. Congratulations to her. The Nuclear Cowboys hole shot is around the corner.
Here we go.
All right, this is it.
So much pressure on Villopoto because he has to win. He has no choice here but to win if he wants to stay alive for that Monster Million. Getting ready to drop the gate. Villopoto with another great start. He's going to get that hole shot. Dungey's right there trying to get to the inside. Metcalf coming with him.
Well, Dungey, let's see, he's got that wide line.
He's got second clear now. He cannot allow Villopoto to just check out and start to gap them.
Here we go. This is what we want to see right here.
Yeah. This is going to be a big moment here to see just how comfortable Dungey is on this new KTM, and if he's got anything for the new champ.
Wow, he's trying to quad that thing.
Yeah, that's a pretty big leap right here. So I'm wondering just how much Dungey is going to hang it out right here. Yeah, is he really going to go for it? Did they make any changes to the bike?
Yeah, I don't think if he does, he can catch him. I mean, look how far he's gapped him already.
The last 2 Monster Energy Supercross champions running 1 and 2. 2010 and 2011 champions.
Tell you what, I'm pretty impressed with what I'm seeing from Villapoto tonight.
How could
I mean,
you not
he
be?
almost looks like he's riding better tonight than he was at some of the Supercrosses earlier this year.
Yeah, he's looking pretty fluid at this point. He's got to keep his head together, which, you know, Villapoto has always been such a great rider under pressure. And you got to think that that million being on the line and all that, that's a very pressure situation. I mean, he is exceptional when it comes to that. He just has a way to just zone out, or, you know, and focus on what he needs to, take all of the distractions and get rid of those. That's why he's such a spectacular athlete.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like he lets too many things upset him, never has. You know, he just goes out there, does his deal, and rolls with it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he rides on emotion, right?
No.
He keeps all of that in check and just stays very level-headed. He keeps his emotion and everything out of it.
Not a boisterous guy in any way. Oh, Mike Alessi having his issues.
Well, of course, this knocks him out of the million, but there's a $250,000 purse for this event, too. So you get on into 10th place there. There's still a lot of cash to be made, cash that he needs.
Yeah.
And with this type of finish, man, he's going to be way down in that purse breakdown.
Wow, dude, this guy's checking out.
Ricky, how much of an issue, we talked about it in our feature piece where they discussed the silly season. How much of an issue is it going to be for Villapoto with Mike Fisher not be the team manager when we get to Anaheim?
No, I don't think it matters so much. I mean, you know, I don't know Mike too well, but obviously right now it doesn't look like it has any effect. There are great people out there. I think that they will find to replace him, and life will go on.
We did talk to the folks at Kawasaki about that at the Monster Energy Factory team. They are searching for that replacement for Mike Fisher. Expect to have an answer on what their plans are in the next couple of weeks. Here's Aaron.
Mike Alessi shaking his head in disappointment. What a day it's been for you. A big crash during practice, and now right out of the gate, you're having a mechanical. Walk us through what happened out there, Mike.
I don't know. Right as I came over the gate, just immediately the shifter was broke. You can see it right here. Just frustrating. I had a good jump, and as soon as I went to shift, it was gone. It just broke off. So hopefully do better the third moto. We'll go back and change the shift lever. So it's just how good stuff happens. Bad luck.
Best of luck for the third main event tonight.
Guys, that is a very, I mean, the shifter never breaks unless you wad it into something, right? I mean, for that part like that to fail, that's like a $30 part, that has got to be frustrating.
That's Ben Townley on the 101. He holds fourth. Eli Tomac on that Geico Honda, charging hard from fifth.
Remember Tomac, he was fifth in Moto 1.
Adam Cianciarulo cheering on his heroes.
That's cool. Look at Tomac, man. That's pretty cool.
Tomac's here.
There it is. Inside move on Townley.
Wow.
Nice pass.
Watch this, though.
A little retaliation coming up here.
Trying to get there. Clean. Can't get it done. Tomac pulls away.
Well, remember the race here that we had in that Supercross Lights finale, that West Coast finale. Tomac and Tickle, who were battling for that title just a few months ago, they were coming through the pack, and it was, I mean, it was scrambled. These guys were all over the place. So Tomac got a lot of experience, at least here this year, with that type of riding, trying to block that inside.
Ricky, one thing we haven't really talked about, you and Jeremy McGrath spent so much time designing this track. Are you happy with the way it's playing out?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, I'd like to see a little bit more side-by-side racing, but we went with a unique design, some bigger jumps and things like that. It could be a little bit better, but you live and learn, and you improve it for next time.
Well, I'm not the only one that wants to ask you a question. We got a Twitter question for you, Goat. Do you think Villapoto's going to run away with it like you did when you were on top of your game?
I don't know. Obviously, right now he is. There's no doubt about it, and he seems like, you know, he's just taking all this momentum that he's had all year and carrying it on, and it seems that he's going to walk away with it. Yes, it does at this point right now.
Thanks to Sean J185 for the tweet.
But you never know. It's all in that start, too, you know.
Our system of bringing riders from the amateur ranks like Cianciarulo,
And those guys that came through the Amateur All-Stars and the Supercross Lights and then on up to Supercross right now is exceptional. And it seems like we don't just graduate like one superstar. It seems like there's 3 or 4, you know, extremely talented, you know, riders with a lot of determination. They've got preparation, and I think it's how they are making that transfer, like with Zach Bell going to the Factory Connection Honda team, already having experience with that team, and then when he turns pro, he's already had his mechanic, he's already been at the test tracks, and so it helps make that transition even easier.
Martin Davalos looking for a pretty good payday here today. He's running into 8th here in race number 2, chasing Jake Weimer, Villopoto's teammate on the Factory Kawasaki.
Pretty solid ride here for Davalos inside the top 10. He's got to be happy to be here riding this event. I mean, he's had some ups and downs here, and he's a rider from Ecuador.
Right.
And he's always been a real Supercross specialist, and especially at the beginning of the series when we race Monster Energy Supercross, he always comes in as one of the favorites, but he seems to not be able to put the pieces together with bad luck and things like that. So hopefully gaining experience riding in the premier class like what we have here today in this all-star type of event is going to help him once we hit January of 2012, because he will be a veteran and he's got a lot of Supercross Lights main events under his belt. He's going to be expected to win.
No, absolutely. You know, you start to run out of time, you know, and you don't live up to your expectations. People start to kind of give up on you, really. So, and it's frustrating because he's such a great kid and he rides really good and shows a lot of promise at times.
Eventually the excuses of it's the equipment or bad luck or whatever run out, and people just assume it's you.
Yeah, absolutely. You can only blame it so many times on certain things, you know, and with this sport, a lot of it is on the rider, not like different sports, you know. It's there's not really anything to blame because all these machines are pretty good.
And that's one of the beauties of the sport as well.
Yes.
And let's take a look at our Dunlop replay from this race.
Watch this here. Villopoto just so focused, and it's a close one because you got Metcalf, Dungey on the inside, but Villopoto just gets a wheel on.
Hey, Jeff, he didn't even shift. He left in second gear the whole way. Maybe that's the thing. Everyone else is shifting up, and he's just leaving it in second.
Hey, these 450s, they will run and run on them RPMs. Ain't like in our old two-stroke days. And that thing signs off and starts to over-rev. Oh, the horsepower decreases so much, so quick.
And look at how he is just charging, man. So much intensity.
And that's got to be a great feeling because they have this new 2012. They just kind of started with the suspension specs and everything. It's 2011.
Oh, okay. 2011.
No homologation rules needed for this event.
Oh, problems for Townley. Ben Townley's Kawasaki having its problems.
Shaking his head there, looking at the front wheel, possibly something happened to the wheel, maybe flat tire.
Yeah, the flash.
He's talking about the bike.
Second in the first race. Oh. There goes the monster, well, not the Monster Million, but that $100 grand for winning. Out the door.
And that will certainly increase the amount of money that Dungey's going to take out of here. He's running second right now. He's looking at a third and a second.
That's pretty smooth.
See that throttle control?
Let's find out what the problem is with Townley. Aaron is with him.
That's right, you guys. Very disappointed, Ben Townley. Ben, the last time we saw you race Supercross was here in 2007. The look of frustration. Take us through what's going on with your bike right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Something's either wrong with one of the wheels or the disc or something, and I'm not willing to risk it, to be honest. It's when I'm in the air, the gyro isn't straight. Something's moving, either on the front wheel or the rear wheel. And I actually thought I had a tough block cover caught, and it's not that. Something it keeps happening on the two big jumps, and yeah, I don't want to carry on. So.
What a disappointment for Ben Townley. He did say to me earlier that would rather be on no other bike than a pro circuit.
Yeah, and that's interesting. So what he's talking about is when he's in the air on those big jumps, and you get a chance to kind of rev it out, and the wheels moving back and forth, right? So it's shaking the bike around, and you know, hey, it's not supposed to do that. Like he said, he didn't know if it was on the front or the rear. They were taking a look at it. At first, I thought he was going to say that the rotor was bent and that the front wheel was locking up, but he didn't mention that.
Yeah, there might have been a piece of dirt on the wheel that'll throw it off and make it wobble. You see that. Sometimes you get some mud on there. Obviously, not much mud on there, but and with his injuries that he's had the last few years, quite honestly, I don't blame him.
Right, and with the Monster Energy Supercross season just weeks away from getting started in Anaheim at beginning of January, he has to keep that in the back of his mind.
This is a man of the hour right here.
Boy, and what you talked about it earlier. Everything he has already won this year.
Yeah, he's working on the perfect season, man.
What a year!
No, this Supercross season, Supercross Championship, Motocross Championship, Motocross of Nations Championship, and if he wraps this up, you can't win anymore.
Hey, in my career, it was up and down. There were some bright spots, there were some low spots. Ricky, you had a pretty consistent high spot going, but what I really enjoyed about when you were in those moments, if it was the first year of winning championship, you don't know if there's ever going to be a second year. And like with this opportunity here to be at this event, this inaugural Monster Energy Cup, you never know if there's going to be another one. I'm saying, as far as the rider. And so you got to go out and you got to be focused and you got to race every opportunity that you have. I mean, the thing that I always wonder about, too, is only a few years ago when Villopoto had that really bad wrist injury, and they took out the navicular. And I remember hearing that, hey, his wrist might only last a few years until the bones start moving around. Well, are we into that situation?
I'll tell you what, the way he's riding, if I'm Ryan Villopoto, I was wishing Anaheim was next week. Because he just looks like he is so in the zone.
Yeah, but I don't think Ryan Villopoto is wishing that.
No.
Right now.
Physically, he probably would like the break, but boy, he looks like he is on the top of his game. Which also brings up a question too, Ricky, which falls right in your lap because you've had seasons like this, and we see it in other sports where a team wins a Super Bowl or World Series, and then they have that bit of a championship hangover, and it's tough to repeat the next year. What does Villopoto have to do over these next 10 weeks before the Monster Energy Supercross season begins to stay in the zone he's in tonight?
Yeah, he has a lot to do. Well, number one, he's going to want to take a break, and then before you know it, it's time to start testing, and you start your training camp, to prepare for 2012. So you really don't have much time.
But what did you do mentally to keep yourself focused like that?
Well, you just plan on things, and you put yourself in a position where you know where you have to be and things you did wrong the year before, the previous year, and where you can improve. That's what I would do.
Final lap, Jeff.
A couple laps ago, Dungey was up around 9 seconds. Dungey's actually closed it down to about 7 right now. I wonder if Dungey's found some better lines. Villopoto doesn't seem to be slacking off at all at this point, but Dungey's right there. This is a solid ride because he had to come past, a couple guys in that first one and kind of struggle, but hey, Dungey's setting himself up for this final race here. Now, Villopoto will get first gate pick in this one, and if I'm Dungey, I'm going, okay, if I feel comfortable, I'm going for it in this third main.
Checkered flag. He's 2/3 of the way to the Monster Million. Ryan Villopoto has done it again. Dungey improves from race number 1, a second here in race number 2.
And only finishes 6.5 seconds off the lead that time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't give the million away quite yet. We still have one more main event to go.
Because if you can't win it, Ricky.
Hey, if you can't win it, wreck someone that can.
There you go.
There you go.
And there is the Monster Million. All right, Aaron, he's got 2 of the 3.
That's right, he does. Cool, calm, collected still. Ryan Villopoto. Ryan, you are just charging it out of the gate. Are you doing something special to get these amazing starts?
No, just staying focused. It's tough, short start, so start is everything out here, and one more to go. Like I said, the goal is here to leave here healthy, If I win, then great. If not, gave it a good shot.
2 for 2, one step closer to that Monster Million.
22 pounds worth of $100 bills.
Wow.
Well, he said that's really what he wanted. The trophy's nice. The $1 million is so much better. And when you just got married, there's a lot of things you can do with $1 million, right?
Yeah, but you get both. You get the money and the first name on the cup.
Yeah. There it is. That's what's on the line. Download the free Speed app for your phone. Keep speed at your fingertips and fuel your passion for racing between events with Speed on your phone. You get the latest stats, results, news, all of it as soon as it becomes available. Just download the app from iTunes or the Android market now. Back in action with the Amateur All-Stars. This is Justin Hill. Now, in race number 1 with this class, we saw Zach Bell on the 100 dominate. Justin Hill now putting on the show here in Moto number 2. This is the younger brother of Supercross star Josh Hill.
Yeah, no, he's got a lot of skills. I spoke with Josh last weekend about him, and he says, man, you should see him at the Supercross track. So now we're getting to see the opportunity.
I like his style. Dude, he's silky smooth. He's making it happen. Dude, he flows so good.
Yeah, and Bell, who won the first moto, was back in 6th. He's gone down, but this class has kind of been switch-swapped around there, and that just tells you how much talent is in this Amateur All-Star. Now, these are A and B riders riding 254-stroke bikes.
Of course, big brother Josh still recovering from his injury. Spoke with him earlier today. He said he's back to riding. He's been on the 2011 bike. Just been on it for a couple of weeks now and getting ready to switch to the 2012. He's going to be riding for Kerry Hart on that Hart and Huntington team.
Good for him. That was a gnarly wreck he took.
Yes, it was.
Glad he's all right. Back.
Looks like the Hill family might have a little something to celebrate here.
Well, and what's interesting, I mean, their father, he still rides pretty good, and so they get a lot of that skill and everything they've learned from their dad. You know, it's a whole family that rides.
And that's what it's all about. That's why we start. That's what's one of the very cool things about this sport that we do. Look at that, man, dude. He's flowing.
The Big Rick, has he got anything on 2 wheels?
No, he's not.
Just a 4-wheel guy.
He wasn't that great. He's more of a four-wheeler guy. That looks like a cool jump right over there, over the tunnel there.
Yeah, I expected some riders to triple or do something different through there, but just kind of a double.
Yeah, if you do anything different, it'll mess you up for that last jump there. So, seen a guy going off the track in the background there. Back on. He didn't wreck. He just went off.
Justin Hill on his final lap on the Monster Energy Kawasaki Team Green entry.
So this is going to be a sweet win right here. This is a solid ride.
Bell, by the way, who won the first one, is running in 5th. Politelli, Thompson, Covington, and then Bell, the top 5. And there's a checkered flag. Moto number 2 for the Amateur All-Star class goes to Justin Hill in a big win here tonight, live on Vegas.
Yeah, it's pumped. Yeah, it's got to be so cool to race in an atmosphere like this amongst all these fans.
Yeah,
right in front of some of your riders you look up to. And
yeah, well, think about all these guys, you know, they're 14, 15, 16 years old right there. They're high-fiving each other. You think they're not stoked to be here at the Monster Energy Cup? We didn't have the opportunity to race an event like this.
No.
Man,
well,
so cool.
It was, the first time you guys had that opportunity was when you went to Anaheim for the first race of the year. And, so much pressure there. Here you get a taste of it in a bit of an easier, lighter environment. Gives you a chance to get a taste as you get ready to venture off into your pro career. We can see that Hill family resemblance there, right?
Yeah,
the bright
they
smile.
all look the same. It's cool. Yeah.
That's a good group of talented motocross riders right there. We're going to be calling them
Will
soon.
we make some history? Will Ryan Villapoto win the Monster Million? It's coming up.
After 10 months of competition, the final main event of 2011 is ready to go to the gate. One last chance for glory. Can Ryan Villapoto complete the sweep and capture the Monster Million? We will find out when our live coverage returns to Las Vegas right after the break.
Back here in Las Vegas, here are the results from the Amateur All-Star Race number 2. Justin Hill taking a win. Austin Politelli gonna cross the finish line, jump right behind him in second. Zachary Bell, who won the first one, finished 4th in this last one. So here's Aaron with our winner.
Justin Hill following in the footsteps of pro brother Josh Hill. A big moment for you tonight, taking that victory. So much hard work put into it. Where does this moment rank, Justin?
This is a big deal for me. I mean, it's in front of all these people, my brother being here and everything. It's pretty exciting.
I think he's speechless, you guys. He's very happy. Take a look at that smile.
Good night for Justin, and could be a fantastic night for this guy, Ryan Villapoto, trying to win $1 million, trying to win the first ever Monster Energy Cup, trying to have a perfect season. And Jeff Emig emceed the press conference on Thursday of this week. Of course, Ryan was a big part of that. Check out this exchange between Ryan and Jeff.
So, name on the cup or the cash? I know you've made loads of cash this year with bonuses.
I'm assuming with the name on the cup, that means it goes back to someone else next year that wins it.
It goes to your house for a year.
For a year. Well, then who cares? It doesn't stay. It's not like that's mine. That's mine there. Okay. The cash is mine. I get to keep that.
It's ours now, remember. Not just mine.
All right. For now.
And for now may be the point, huh, Fro?
Yeah, that's right. But you get your name on that cup there, and I mean the plan for this race and how I believe that it's going to develop, that $1 million in a couple years, may even be $2 million, and I would be really proud to have my name on that cup. That is an amazing trophy.
Let's go back down to Aaron.
Ryan Dungey might be out of contention for that $1 million, but coming in a 3rd and a 2nd in those first 2 main events. Ryan, you still have a lot of purse money to win here tonight, but coming in, you really wanted to gauge your speed. New bike. Are you happy with the performance and where you sit right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we just got to keep moving in the right direction, and it's a tough course, but it's a lot of fun. So give it all we got this 3rd moto, and see how it plays out, and we'll go from there to the season.
Only 6 days on this bike, you guys. A very impressive ride tonight for Ryan Dungey.
Sure has been, Aaron, as we welcome you back into our booth here high atop the track at Sam Boyd Stadium, getting ready to see if we can make some history. We're making it one way or the other. First ever Monster Energy Cup, I think, has been a fantastic event, and it really sets the stage for where this race is going to go in the future.
Yeah, it really has. I think it's a spectacular event. It's only going to get better. The vibe is amazing. I think once people leave this event, I think they're going to be really happy and excited, and all the main beat players will be here next year, I'm sure, and it's going to be exciting.
Well, we know Ricky likes to be on Twitter all the time, and we've got another Twitter question for us. It's actually from JS7, James Stewart. Says Ralph's jacket is sick. Looks like he just walked out of a Texas rodeo. Oh, man.
Well, if JS7, I can't believe he.
I thought it was something
James,
Johnny Cash wore.
Really?
Hey, that's his style. He's rocking it. Ralph, I think you look good, pal.
Thank you. So
you do
JS7,
look good, pal.
JS7. Okay, buddy.
Hey, I tell you what's going to look good. It'll be $1 million carrying it off.
Yeah, I can't wait to see James real soon. James,
There it
pick
is.
a bike and let us know what you're going to ride. Main event number 3, all about $1 million. It's all on the line for Ryan Villapoto. He's got to win this race.
I think he's thinking about it now. I think now it's on his mind. He was calm, cool, collected. Okay, yeah. But now he's like, wait, I really can win that.
It's for real now.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like that one last race. You know, these guys are probably thinking, oh, man, we got to go there and do this. But I bet he ain't thinking that right now. He's like, dude, I got a chance. It's for real now.
Yep, exactly. And all the other guys on the inside, they're just thinking, get out of the gate and just hold it on.
Here it is, $1 million on the line. Oh, screaming from the outside. Could be a problem for Villapoto. He didn't get the early lead. Big pile up behind him. It's Alessi in the front. Here comes Dungey.
Uh-oh, Alessi and Villapoto. Oh, no way!
Villapoto has got to find a way around Alessi and do it quickly because Dungey is on his tail.
Let's see. I mean, Alessi, he talks so much about how important this race would be for him to, you know, raise some cash for his newly team that he's got put together right here. It's be a good opportunity, and for Dungey.
I think Villapoto's going to make quick work of him right here.
He has to. He's got to try to get out front and get away. Here he comes, trying to get to the outside, cuts it back inside. Plenty of room.
And still triples out right there. What a move by Ryan Villapoto. Now, Dungey needs to make a quick move on Alessi to have any chance at stopping this dominance by Villapoto.
Down the hill they go.
Man, when you're dialed in, you are dialed in. He is so focused right now.
He knew that he had to get around him really quick. Didn't want Ryan Dungey to be right on his tail too long.
Wow, the track is getting really hard packed through there, Ricky. Bikes are slipping and sliding all over the place.
Yeah, you can see the blue groove there on the start straight.
2 seconds to gap between Villapoto and Alessi and Dungey. Here comes Dungey trying to find that inside line, Jeff.
Yeah, see, Dungey needed to make that move. He's just been too cautious. And that's kind of been the way that I feel that Dungey has been all throughout 2011. Just been a little cautious
in his career.
Yeah,
no doubt.
So you think that's something he really needs to step up on?
Well, I think, they just know. I think that, he's not overly aggressive. He waits for the right time. He doesn't like to force the issue. And at a race like this, you need to.
Like that. And that could be a pass worth $1 million.
Man.
In our Dunlop replay.
That's awesome.
And see, Dungey right here, not quite as aggressive in that one spot.
Trying to get it done here, Jeff.
Yeah, but can he go around the outside? I doubt it.
Cuts inside. Oh. Can he power past? What does the KTM have? Here he goes up Monster Mountain. He's going to take over second.
Now, is Dungey going to be able to put together? Uh-oh. Getting
dirty. Comes back. There was contact there.
That should have never happened. Look at that. They're gonna mess around and let Metcalf get up in there if they mess.
Oh, did you see the finger wave?
What, really? Does he give #1 sign or what? Look at this.
Yeah, but what's happening is Villapoto's going to be gone. He's already over the finish line jump right now.
Villapoto's going to make that paper tonight. These guys don't step it up, quit messing around with each other.
There it is. Dungey again.
You can see Dungey's like a little head shake getting in there. Did you see that, bro?
Yeah, but you see how cautious Dungey is. That just tells you that's like gravel through there because he was afraid to lay the bike over at all coming into that left-hander.
I'll tell you what, he's a better man than I am, Fro. Because I don't think I can stay behind this guy that long.
Oh, yeah. We've seen a little bit of that in your career.
Yeah.
Especially early on. You just had to run into everybody.
I had to. I was like a ping pong ball. It's like, but look at this. I mean,
there it is.
Spot. Here we go.
Now what can Alessi do?
There you go.
Oh, look, he's mad now. Alessi.
He's had a rough day.
Oh!
He has had a rough day, and he's taking it all out right here, right now. But Dungey has to just disappear.
Villapoto last lap around was 6 seconds ahead, turning a 127. These guys were messing around at 131s.
Yeah.
If you've tuned in looking for the Formula One Grand Prix of Korea, don't worry, it's coming up live as soon as we are done here with the Monster Energy Cup in Vegas. Sit back and enjoy this with us first as Dungey and Alessi are going at it. Ryan Dungey on that #5 KTM, and he's battling with the #800 Suzuki of Mike Alessi, but Brett Metcalf and Nick Wey getting into this mix. Nick Wey on the Kawasaki back in 5th, running on his own out of a van here tonight.
That is cool. What an awesome story. Like you said, he don't need those big rigs to do big things.
That's right, but I'll tell you what here, Metcalf, he's starting to creep up. He's got some momentum going. And, Metcalf, he's setting 3rd overall coming into this event here. Into this final main event.
So pretty big payday for all of these guys. 100 grand to win it. If you didn't win all 3 main events, like somebody's going to collect $1 million tonight. Though.
Well, and a $250,000 purse, it pays pretty good, pretty deep. So everybody's got a shot at big money here tonight. Metcalf really going after Alessi here.
Look at Alessi cutting way over to the right, just squeezing Metcalf out on that, and that ticks you off so much because you know you got the momentum on the guy. Oh,
because what's going to happen as soon as he gets by him, he's just going to be, it's going to be see you later. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, Alessi been a little bit off the pace here, especially since that horrific crash earlier today. See, look at Alessi guarding the inside. Oh, he's off the track.
Having his problems some more here tonight is Mike Alessi, and he gives up 2 more spots, including 1 to Nick Way.
Michigan Mafia riding the privateer bike. We saw him making through the LCQ, I believe it was, right?
No, it was semi. He won a semi number 2, I believe it was.
Yeah, you can see Alessi here running out of steam. He's had a long night.
Davalos next on the 23 to come up and challenge.
And Davalos actually setting 5th overall with the scores from main event 1 and 2.
There you go. You can see him going off the track. He went inside, went off the track, and now he's back on, losing 2 positions when he did that.
Yeah, and Alessi has tried the racing line. He's tried to get out of the racing line in different spots, and it's just not. He's just been a little click off, and you got to wonder. You go down like that, it really shakes you up and shakes your concentration.
Look at this guy. Dude, he is on point, man.
Yeah.
He can go anywhere he wants, just throwing it in the turns, riding so aggressive. Nice little lead. About 4 laps to go when he crosses the line.
Halfway through it, $1 million waiting.
This is about a $250,000 right here. Next lap will be about 500, $500,000.
Well, obviously, the other thing, too, is this Kawasaki 2012 model in Supercross form looks pretty strong, as we said earlier. And this is the first time they've run the Supercross suspension. Everybody getting ready for Anaheim coming up in beginning of January. Take note, this is going to be a stout piece to deal with.
This guy right here has got to be so happy knowing I just have to hold it together for 4 or 5 more laps to win $1 million, the first time in motocross supercross history that this has ever happened.
That could have been throwing away $1 million right there.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking while you guys were talking. We were looking at that outside section out there. There's a lot of rocks coming up. I mean, he really has to stay focused and not get ahead of himself. Let's take another look at this as he comes down. Monster Alley, and we'll watch this. He wants to get on the rear tire and wheelie through here. Gets a little skip right there. Corrects it. Nice and easy. But, I read this interesting book by Phil Jackson where he talks about when he was, coaching the Bulls to all those championships and how he would teach his riders to stay in the moment. And this is kind of that time where Villopoto has to think about what's happening here and now. Not think about the million, not think about the checkered flag, because he still has laps to go, 4 laps to go to get there. So there's a lot of time, right? It's close to 6 minutes still.
One other thing to take note of as we inch our way closer towards the conclusion of the 2011 season and the beginning of the 2012, of course, Villopoto having a great night here tonight on his Kawasaki. Yamaha just recently announced they're offering over $3 million in contingency this year to racers competing across the board in a variety of events. A lot of that money is going to go towards Monster Energy Supercross competitors. That whole program kicking off here tonight. So it'll be interesting to see who shows up on a Yamaha at Anaheim.
Well, that's a lot of money on the line, too, throughout that contingency program. You have 17 rounds of Monster Energy Supercross. Privateer, possibly a support team, like a B-team rider that is eligible for all of that contingency. They can rake in a lot of cash themselves.
There's 4 laps remaining here, but you think of everything that comes into play here. Obviously Ryan Villopoto is doing his part. This team and his mechanics have done a tremendous job. They're on the verge of a perfect season, Ricky.
Yeah.
And you think about everything that has to work right. The team, the rider, and every piece on that motorcycle just to win one race, let alone to have such an incredible year.
Yeah, it's amazing the odds that you defeat. Just like you say, that, you know, whether it be a flat tire, chain fall off, your bike sees up, you know, falling down, not getting hurt. And for him to do what he's doing right now, when he looks back someday when he retires, he's going to remember this year. I mean, to win all these championships and these races, I mean, it's special.
Yeah, but what I always go back to is that horrendous crash that he had in St. Louis 2010, battling Dungey for the Monster Energy Supercross title. Really bad injury, fracture to his right lower leg. And we weren't really sure how he would come out for 2011. And he came out and won the opening round. And he didn't expect to win. He just wanted to get a nice solid ride in. Think about that. He won that race, and he didn't even expect to. And since then, his confidence has grown. He's done all the hard work. The team and everybody have put it all together. Now you have this dominating season.
But think of how crazy that year was, too. He didn't even make the main at Jacksonville.
I hear you.
And, you know, and he came back and ended up winning the Monster Energy Supercross Championship. And then he goes on and wins the outdoor title, then the Motocross of Nations. It's just been a remarkable year. Kevin Windham, by the way, who we talked about just barely inching into the mains. He's running in 13th right now. Michael Lessie's in 6th.
I tell you what, we had that Fast Five from the Supercross Championship this year with Villopoto, Dungey, Reed, Stewart, Trey Canard. Canard, of course, is healing up from another fracture in his femur. He's a rider that can really come back strong. And then, you know, Stewart and Reed, both at home right now watching. And that's the motivation. You watch one of your competitors get that cash like that. Oh, we'll see those guys.
I'd be fired up.
You know it.
And you know what? And a big shout out to Nick Way right now. He is running in 4th, having a great run here in this final race, the 2011 season. A lap and a half to go, and Ryan Villopoto is going to win $1 million. Did you ever think all those years you two pounded around your family's tracks, the local tracks, the factory tracks, that you'd see a dirt bike racer win $1 million in one night?
Never,
where
ever
the
a
purses
chance.
I mean, Ricky, we did the U.S. Open years ago. It was $100,000 to win.
It felt like $1 million to me when I did it. And I mean, I'm almost in shock thinking about what this kid is fixing to do. A man now, what he's about to accomplish and win. The first time ever, what this is going to do for him, for the sport in general, it's very, very awesome. Something I think he's going to be very proud of.
And a lot of credit has to go to the folks at Feld Motorsports, Feld Entertainment, and Monster for coming up with the concept and putting it all together to have this night, to take this sport to such a huge level.
And the fans here are on their feet. I mean, he's got a big lead here. But and on the left here in our split screen, that's Mike Williamson, his mechanic, who's been with them along this journey here since he's been at Monster Energy Kawasaki.
That's Mike right there in the Kawasaki hat.
And he's wondering what to put on the pit board, Ricky.
Millionaire. That ought to do it.
He's like, wait, how many zeros goes in $1 million?
I'd love to know what he's thinking right now.
Villopoto just got married, held off on the honeymoon to compete here. They're going to celebrate in big fashion. Anything you want, you can have.
The crowd is really responding here. They know what sort of payday's on the line for Villopoto. They'll let him hear it.
He's getting pumped now.
History was made just when we showed up here with the opportunity to race for $1 million. The Monster Energy Cup. It was a wild idea. People never thought anybody who raced a dirt bike would have a shot at $1 million. The concept of doing a hybrid track, a supercross and motocross combination. Nobody knew what we were going to see for sure here tonight. Yet they showed up, and $1 million was at stake. And Ryan Villopoto has done it. He's won all three. He is the Monster Energy Cup inaugural winner, and he's a millionaire after just one race.
I got to be honest, guys. I didn't think anybody was going to be able to win 3 motos. As good as Villopoto has been this year, I don't want to discredit him in any way. But I thought 3 main events in a row like that, and he has just dominated this event.
Unbelievable. What a great race, man, for him. I mean, he was so textbook perfect. Starts were amazing. The guy was on point the whole time. He came here to do business. He did it. I mean, what a way to round out his year. Now he can go his honeymoon, $1 million richer. I can't believe $1 million, man. That is just amazing.
Whatever you want for room service, you can now order.
Okay. Give me 2 orders of the calamari.
Making that paper.
Ryan Villopoto, Mike Williamson, the entire Monster Energy Kawasaki team. You got to give that entire organization credit. The perfect season, winning it all, and capping it off with an unbelievable feat of winning here at the Monster Energy Cup and claiming the Monster Million. The fireworks are going off, and when we come back, we'll talk to the new millionaire, Ryan Villopoto.
The Monster Energy Cup was a great way to end a spectacular season of Supercross racing. Don't worry, Anaheim will be here before you know it, and Speed will return with live coverage of the opener, plus 9 other events, including the finale in May 2012, right back here in Las Vegas. Join us as Ryan Villopoto tries to defend his title against the most talented field in the sport's history. Chad Reed, Ryan Dungey, James Stewart, Trey Kennard, and Kevin Windham will all be back for another shot at the title. When we return to Sam Boyd Stadium, final thoughts from our own podium contenders, Ralph, Jeff, Ricky, and Aaron, when live coverage of the Monster Energy Cup returns on Speed.
Victory celebration getting ready to go. Of course, Ryan Villopoto is picking up the tab for everything tonight. Here are the results.
I need to hang out with him.
That's how it came out. Villopoto sweeping it.
1-1-1.
Dungey, well, he'll get a good payday out of that $250,000 purse, and we head right down to Aaron.
A perfect day from start to finish for Ryan Villopoto, and he walks away with $1 million check. And to present the honors is Juliet Feld from Feld Entertainment. Juliet, go ahead.
On behalf of Feld Motorsports and Monster Energy, congratulations on your winnings.
Thank you.
$1 million check. Ryan, it's the Grand Slam, the quintessential Grand Slam to a perfect season. What does it mean to walk away with the icing on the cake of a perfect season and $1 million check?
You know, it was supposed to be on my honeymoon right now, but you know, this is a good present for that. It was worth the wait, I guess. So you know, I just can't thank everybody that's helped me through this whole year. It's been a hell of a year for all of us. You know, to have another one of these will be very hard to do. So you know, just can't thank everybody. Lord Jesus for keeping me safe. He's the guy that looks over all of us, and you know, can't thank him and you know, Feld, Monster for putting this on. It's a cool one-off race, and I'm $1 million richer now. So black number 2 maybe tonight. We'll see.
Coming into tonight, did you think it was possible? And when you were on that line, did you start to feel the pressure after taking 2 for 2?
Man, you know, since it's a one-off race, it's kind of, you know, there's not as much pressure as a normal Supercross race, and you know, I nailed my starts, all 3 of them. Almost pulled 3 hole shots, but got 2, and you know, just that I got to give it up to Rick for the power, Dunlop for the tires. You know, just everybody. Thank you.
This celebration is on for Ryan Villopoto.
All right, Aaron, thank you. The Monster Energy Cup will be back. We'll be here again next October. And, of course, we'll see everybody in Anaheim January 7th. That's when the Monster Energy season of Supercross will begin. There it is right there. And all of those shows that you see, those yellow arrows, live on Speed. Ricky, what do you think?
That doesn't get any better than that. The sport is definitely getting to where it needs to be, and I'm pumped to be a part of it.
And Jeff, we know exactly where the bar is if you want to be the 2012 champ. It's Ryan Villapoto.
You're going to have to go through RV2 if you want it, but what
right.
a great 2011 season and $1 million going to Ryan Villapoto.
The biggest question now is where's Villapoto going on the town, because that's where we're all headed. For Aaron, Ricky, and Jeff, I'm Ralph Shaheen. So long from Las Vegas. We will see you in just a few weeks, January 7th, Anaheim, California, when we kick off the 2012 season. Congratulations, Ryan Villapoto, an incredible season. You are the Monster Energy Cup millionaire.